Anyhow, we're
live, and it's Friday Night Fly. It's Friday the 13th. Freaky. So yeah, I'm Bowler. Welcome to Friday Night Flies. We're here at Spud Valley Sporting Goods, 1380 Street. It's a busy Friday afternoon, so you're going to hear a lot of door chimes and people yapping. But hey, that's where we tie, right where the business is. And we're also always brought to you by Permanent Fish Finder, where we talk trout and where I love to work for. And Brad's the main guru behind the desk, making it all work.
special notes. We're showcasing tonight a couple very important websites. You definitely got to check them out. Check them out, Scotty. If you're tying live with us tonight.
Here, that's what we can do. So they're on there. Yeah, if you're joining us live, you'll see. Do they see it when it's not live? No, only live. That's the special thing. You got to join us live and see all these special features. So we got Anvil, Superfly.
Superfly. Good gear.
Good product.
We use it. We use it lots.
Oh, do we? That's like my 8th pair of scissors. One a year. But
what are we tying today?
yeah, we're fishing lakes this time of year. It's getting towards the summer, and lo and behold, a lot of nice sunny days. And what's in the air? Dragonflies. Which means, yeah, head her down. Yeah, the mic's a little closer, and my voice ain't that great today. Still up top. Oh, you're just switch the mic. Gotcha. Gotcha. So anyways, flying around, dragonflies and damsels. So that means they are in the water, they are moving, and that means fish are targeting them. So let's go downstairs. Brad last week tied up his bomb diggity of a fly. What do we call that one?
BK Dragonfly.
The BK, yeah, Burger King Dragonfly thing. That thing hits nothing but whoppers. You like that? Yeah, BK, Burger King, and Whoppers. That fly was just phenomenal, and using the same type of materials for the body. Knitting yarn.
Superfly. Let's get some of this stuff with your name on it.
Superfly.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to start making some knitting yarn there, Superfly. But anyways, so this was inspired by the BK. This one has a little bit of vertical floating with the foam on the head. Camel. Alrighty, so let's get this working here.
We'll go back to Mike. Oh, we're gonna go back to the other mic too. Okay.
Cool. So you're noticing here, I have upped the size of my hook. So the one that I originally tied it on was a 6, and we're going right up to a 4. Those are the two sizes that we like to carry them in.
Magnums.
They ain't hitting the big magnums, and they're hitting the small guys, and vice versa. So we're going to get our thread on there, tie it to the back, and then we're going to go forward. And I'm going to get these eyes on here. So I'm going to tie them in on the top, and all that this is, is at the fabric store, same place where we got this stuff, you'll find this pearl bead chain. They use it as embellishes on clothing and whatnot, and it's just the perfect size. It's nice.
It's pretty fancy stuff.
It's pretty fancy. It's the right size for the dragon eyeballs. And so we're going to get that tied on back from the eye, so you can see I pretty much have a width of one of those beads behind the eye of the hook to attach my eyes of the dragonfly. You need to leave room to finish off the head. And so we're just going to cross wind this in here. And I'm going to take 2 seconds. I got caught out fishing in the rain and got a cold. So we got our eyes on. Work that thread to the back.
This pattern, how are you fishing it, Scotty? And then I'll tell people how I'm fishing mine.
Well, I started fishing mine the same kind of way. This one actually works a lot better with casting and retrieving. So casting it, either anchor yourself off the shallows and cast into the shallow, and then strip retrieve off of the ledge, and in between the strips, let your sinking line sink down. And what actually happens is you strip it. The dragonfly is going to go down, and then when you relax it, it's going to float back up because of the foam. And then you strip it down, and then it's going to relax back up. So you got to wait for this line to hit the floor. And then Brad's recipe.
I've been trolling mine, cheating, but
It's
on
not
the same
cheating.
hand,
It's the never-ending cast.
it is a never-ending cast, and fairly slow. I use a pontoon boat, and between strokes, I'll let it just flatten right out to nothing, and then I'll give her a couple quick rows with the oars, and that gets it digging up out of the weed bed. And they seem to grab it on the way down, like when it's disappearing into the weeds. You notice that with yours too?
Yeah. Once it's so that's why it's kind of like the reverse action. Once I strip it down, I let my full sinking line hit the floor. So when you're stripping it down, you're darting it down into the weeds because it's following your line that's lying on the floor.
So there you go.
And then Brad sinks down, and then once it hits down, it's looking like a foraging dragonfly.
And when you give it a couple quick oar presses there, you'll notice that I've actually put on a bit of weight across the chest and across my shoulders.
Yeah.
So I'm working
From all
that
this
oars,
rowing.
baby. Working those oars.
So while we were yapping there, you see I grabbed a little bit of this Mallard flank here, and grab yourself off a little pinch off of one side of the feathers and tie it in as the tail. And then I grab myself one strand of this pearl flash, fold it over, nip it down a few times. And I'm just going to tie it in there. I actually got too much, so I'm not going to put all of it in. There we go. It's just a little bit of glitter. All right. So let's get our thread.
You know what that glitter actually looks like sometimes?
What's that?
Trapped air.
Yep.
And that's the truth.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's the little air bubbles. All right. So I'm going to come back up to midway. So all my materials, I'm not going to come all the way up to the head. I want to build this girth in the body. So when I tie them on, I'm going to start halfway up my hook shank. And right here is we just got some vinyl ribbing. So you can use what's it, Uni-Thread does one. This one happens to be, I forget what the name of it is, but I don't think you can get this stuff anymore.
Howdy.
And where I'm going to tie it onto, I'll show you in a second here, is I'm tying it on the side so that it's going to help build the width of the dragonfly. Their bodies are wide and short. And then next what we're going to do is grab our yarn. So when you're selecting a yarn, use one that can be brushed out with Velcro. There was some Velcro here. So if you go to the store, bring a little piece of Velcro with you and give it a brush and make sure that it can be brushed out. And again, I'm going to tie it on the opposite side this time. All right, so if I spin it over sideways, I got my vinyl on one and the sewing yarn on the other. I'm going to go back up to the front here, and I'm going to start doing really, really tight wraps on this body. I have to adjust my hook and the vise there. Foam pretty good on it. Now, once you get up to this front spot, take a big overlap towards the back so that yarn doesn't slide off the end of the taper.
Anything else for you today? River or lake? Lake.
All right, so we're going to move all the way back, and then same thing at this back section here. I'm going to take a nice forward angle to get that wrap up and over.
Yeah, I don't want that. No.
And now, I'm right at the front, and this is where I'm not done building that body. It's still pretty small, but I'm going to reach in, I'm going to trap this yarn, and I'm going to back wrap a bit, really securing it so that the stuff doesn't fall forward.
Yeah.
So you guys gotta excuse me here. All right, so now what I like to do is take this thread straight up over the back, couple wraps, So you can see I'm leaving it shy at the very back. I'll go just a little bit closer there. There we go. So that helps tighten all that down. Now we're going to go back up this body one more time.
So here, I'll show you how to use this.
Oh, there you go. It just slid on me.
Is this the vice?
What's that?
Oh, okay.
No, my thread slid. It's all good.
Okay.
All right, so I got it trapped in there.
Simple.
And with the size of this fly, I'm going to go back one more time on the side here. Not as far back this time. I'm like about one wrap shy of where I was before.
Oh, okay. Right.
And we'll make this body nice and big.
If you need some weight. All right. Real simple. When you want to do it, take it off. Give this guy a spin. Simple.
That stuff in there. That's good. We've got the nice taper. You can go.
Okay. And
trap that thread.
They're down in the blue bin on the right side.
Just back wrap really, really well. Keep all this stuff from moving.
Do you guys have extra bear bangers?
We can get rid of that tag.
No, not the launcher,
Now,
just the cartridges.
before I do it, I like to start pulling out some of this hair. I'm always going to stroke it towards the back. I don't want to pull it all down the front before I get all the other materials in front of it to secure it in. Alright, so we got it fuzzed out. Now we can do our vinyl. Nice even segments. You want to leave a little bit of the brown in between, kind of evenly spaced, so even space of the brown to the size of the vinyl ribbing. All the way up to the front there. Trap it. You can tell my vise is moving all over the place. I pull pretty tight on that stuff. Let's just get this repositioned here. My vise. There we go. So now that we got that done, I'm going to go back in and pull out those fibers that got trapped. Once you got that vinyl on there, now you can be a little rougher on it. So it's pretty well secured in there.
Good.
Really fuzz it up. Awesome. All right. Now let's get some legs going on here. So first part is the olive mallard. I'm gonna get myself a good portion of that. Get my tips sort of lined up. Peel it off. Keep it so that it has its curvature. So you can see how it curves. So that's gonna go on the one side of my fly. And I want these to be a little shorter, so I want these to come just shy of where the tail comes in. Get her tied in there. Keep it all on the side. So I'm just adjusting it so it stays right on the side of the fly.
Drive for 6 hours.
Rid of the tags. Now you're going to take the feathers off the opposite side of the feather so that it'll curve the opposite way.
What did you all the way here?
And if the stalk stays on when you try to peel it off, just cut that stalk off. There we go. So let's match these up.
How's that? Oh yeah.
Hey guys. You can pull your throat.
All right, so you got the first part of your leg. Second part is a little definition with your
Thank you very much.
pheasant tail. So you're going to grab 3 to 4 of these fibers for each side. Pull them off. Now these ones we're going to put on a little bit longer, so they kind of mimic the back legs of the dragonfly, and we want them to come almost back to earth, pretty much in line with the tail, just a little shy. So I'm going to do the same thing. Put a couple on one side, 3 or 4 on the other side.
And then cat.
And then really secure all that stuff down.
I don't know yet. Maybe not yet. I've never done.
So you can see it's really starting to look pretty buggy in here. All right, next we're going to put in the underwing. Grab another piece of the olive flash. All right, so we've folded it over on itself a couple times, tied in there. Fold all those tags over and secure them down. Now this stuff we're going to tie in, trim pretty short. Just going to measure it up with my wing cases that I've already made. I'll show you that in a second. So it's just supposed to be a little glitter shining through. There we go. Wow. All right, so let's build up the under part of the head. So we got some laser dubbing here in an olive color.
We're heading up to Little Lake. We're wondering if there's any good. Oh, sorry, guys.
And then we're just going to wrap that on behind the head.
Know if there's any good any place to go.
And then the part that goes around the eyes, I'm going to make it a little bit thinner on the dubbing.
You can go up. And then what about
So we got a couple wraps.
Is that right in? Yeah. Okay. And then,
Busy Friday. So always check the underside, make sure that that it's covered up the way that you like. All right, I'm gonna put just a couple wraps in the front there. I'm liking the look of that. So now the last step is to put on this head. So what I've done is taken 3mm brown foam, close cell foam, cut myself a strip that's appropriately, it's just a hair's wide, little hair's width wider than the eyes, because when I fold this over I want it to cover the eyes, and then I've cut out the shape for it. So if you're watching on Facebook, I'm not going to go and redo this one. Put it on pause and trace it off your screen. But basically you're tying a little, cutting a little tag where it's going to get attached like this, and then you cut a little spot that's going to be the head, so it's going to fold over on itself. We're going to tie it off right behind the head, which leaves a little wing bud.
You could fish it just the way it is too, I bet it would.
Oh yeah, like that's a dun dragon right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tie in
That's almost like the
that
same
little tag.
concept as a booby fly, right?
Yep.
Kind of the same concept.
So I got that tied in. I'm going to get my thread behind my eyeballs here. Fold over the head. Tie it in right in that segment. Now I'm not going to pull it too tight. If I pull too tight, that wing case is just going to pop right up in the air. Alright, grab my whip finish. Throw
you got a little one? Yeah.
a couple of whips in there. One, two, give it a little snug down. Now, to finish her off, you gotta see this. What I usually do is I pinch these pieces here together so that it exposes the eyes. If you cut it a little big, no problem, just go in there with your scissors.
Those anvil scissors, they're sharp, man.
Oh man, they work every time. So there we go. So that really exposed the eyeballs. You have just a little glitter underneath the little air trapped under the wing sac. Big legs, shaggy. Done.
Sexy. All right, so we'll go back up top.
Okay. Hi. So thanks for watching us. Friday Night Flies on Boulder. Join us next week. I don't know if Brad's tying up a fly. Put him on the spot.
So busy, man, right now.
Yeah, we're trying to get the store closed up here.
That time. And
So
get your
thank
butt,
you.
Get your butt home and go and eat some chicken.
Oh,
noodle
I'm
soup.
going right home for soup and grilled cheese. But thanks to thank you Anvil for the great products, and same with Superfly.
Check them out. We've got
Right
them
there, that's
featured.
your Mallard.
They're featured. Bye.
All right, thanks again. Ciao.